In the media, sometimes the most mundane stories evolve into something you could never predict. This one is poignant. It's about a window washer on a New York skyscraper. His name was Rocco Kamali, a Macedonian immigrant living in New York. He had a job he loved and worked 5 days a week between 1973 and September 2001. Amid the Big Apple's hustle and bustle, his was often a quiet world, amongst the birds where he could take in a spectacular view. His address? The World Trade Center, also known as the Twin Towers. Rocco was one of the 2,750 people who died when the complex was destroyed by terrorists on September 11, 2001. But before that tragic day, which for many changed the world forever, the story of the World Trade Center was largely one of triumph. From the time their planning began in 1960, the Twin Towers were a masterwork of modern construction. The Twin Towers were a continuation of the great New York building tradition, which in the early 20th century saw the construction of such greats as the Empire State and Chrysler buildings. The complex became best known for its iconic 110-story Twin Towers. The World Trade Center was so large, it had its own zip code, 10048. In reality, it was a complex of 7 buildings in Lower Manhattan. The first tenants moved in December 1970, and by the time the ribbon-cutting ceremony was performed on April 4, 1973, the building had cost $900 million. During the 1990s, nearly 500 companies, including many of the world's best-known, had offices in the complex. On a typical weekday, 50,000 people worked in the towers, with another 200,000 passing through as visitors. The building contains several architectural firsts. The building's core, which housed the elevator and utility shafts, supported the weight of the entire building. The floors supported their own weight, as well as live loads, providing lateral stability to the exterior walls and distributed wind loads. The floors consisted of 10-centimetre thick lightweight concrete slabs laid on a fluted steel deck. To solve the problem of wind sway or vibration, Chief Engineer Leslie Robertson took an unusual approach. Instead of bracing the buildings corner to corner, the towers were essentially hollow steel tubes surrounding a central core, with perimeter columns sharing the loads. But even before their final destruction, the Twin Towers were already a target. In February 1993, a truck filled with 700 kilos of explosives was detonated underground, ripping a 30-metre hole through 5 levels of concrete. 6 people died and thousands struggled for air in the tower shafts. On that fateful day in September 2001, Rocco Kamali left behind many heartbroken friends and family.
He loved his job. It was just him in the sky up there. No one bothered him, and he didn't bother nobody. It was his own words.
It was decided soon after the attacks that the centre would be rebuilt, and a worldwide competition was conducted to find a suitable design. Architect Daniel Liebeskin's Memory Foundations was the winner. The 5-tower design includes the 541-metre Freedom Tower. The height becomes more meaningful when translated into feet. The tower will be 1,776 feet high, the year the American War of Independence began.